Hello, good day. We are here to present to you our report about the mask market before, during, and current COVID-19 situation. We are group CC01-02, but before we start, I would like to introduce the members of our group. We have Mr. Dat, Miss Han, Mr. Chương, and of course myself, Miss Carmella. We would now like to formally start our presentation with a question. How often do you buy a box of face masks? Did you buy more boxes before COVID-19 began? Or you bought more boxes during its peak? Have you ever compared the price of face masks before to the current market now? First, we would like to share with you the brief history of COVID-19, where it started, how it started, and what was its cause and effect. The coronavirus pandemic, also known as COVID-19, was first identified from an outbreak in Wuhan, China, on December 2019. The country's attempt to contain the virus failed, which caused it to spread globally. The outbreak of this virus has infected 10% of the world's population and killed almost 2 million people around the world.
Now, let's proceed to talk about what it's like before and during the peak of COVID-19. When COVID-19 did not exist, people could go whenever or whenever they wanted without having their activity restricted. We all had the freedom to do whatever we wanted without worrying if the person next to us was sick or not. We didn't have to wear face masks everywhere we went. Children were able to go to school and have the time to play and talk with their friends. Business were stable since customers came back to them if they needed something more from them or not. Employees from big firms were able to communicate their ideas to their co-workers much easier and faster, without having to wait for their response online. Lives were very different before this pandemic happened. It altered a lot of things that we never thought could be altered. And when the outbreak started, a lot of things also started to change. The government imposed lockdown, which led to the closing of schools, limited supply and distribution of food for all, and some business closing down or decreasing the number of the employees. This sudden phenomenon also caused breakthrough stress to many people and affected their mental health. Lockdown measures has increased feeling of loneliness, isolation, restlessness, and anxiety as millions of people have been quickly forced to adapt to new reality and make drastic lifestyle change. It had an impact not only on people's mental health but also on their social health. Many of us were able to see our family and friends who live far away from us. Most of the people panicked and were clueless. The only thing they had in mind were not getting infected.
When people heard about the spread of COVID-19 from China and how this virus can be very deadly, it caused a great deal of panic and fear among the Vietnamese people. This behavior led to a commotion in grocery stores as well as pharmacies and hospitals. There have been several recorded behavioral responses to the COVID-19 epidemic. For example, buying and hoarding masks, using alcohol for disinfection, and eating instant foods. Following a presidential directive, the Ministry of Health decided to put in place a mandatory order that requires everyone to wear a mask whenever they go outside to prevent further spreading of this virus. At this time, people began to rush to buy medical masks. Because of their fear, some people hoarded a large number of masks for themselves. Since most of people have lost their jobs due to this unexpected situation, they thought of a way to earn money through hoarding and reselling masks to other people at a higher price.
So first of all, about the demand for face masks before and the peak of COVID-19, look at the data sheet on the screen. This bar chart illustrates the proportion of respondents from selected countries saying they wore medical masks due to the coronavirus outbreak. So before COVID-19 happened, most of the Asian countries were already wearing masks. Japanese, for example, Japanese wear masks when feeling sick as a courtesy to stop any sneezes from landing on other people. Wearing masks in public has long been common practice in Vietnam with the aim to protect oneself from ultraviolet light and deflect vehicular exhausts in heavy traffic. When COVID-19 began, the demand for face masks soared to unprecedented levels. Many people would loot boxes of masks for their own sake. Some people only cared for themselves, as they were too greedy to limit what they buy to what they only need. Because of this, some governments imposed a limitation of 5 to 10 packs of face masks per person only. Although many people didn't like this idea, this was a good way to ensure that supply of masks is enough for everyone. As you can see from this column chart, which we have surveyed from some people, they said that they had used 2 to 3 masks on average every day when the pandemic had been rife. Next, I would like to mention four main expectations of demand. First one is gender conformity. Next one is favorite colors. The third one is purpose of customers, and the last one is the most crucial one is the price of product. So the first pie chart shows us the average income of people during the pandemic. 75% of them received under 3 million Vietnam dong per month, while 15% of them got from 3 to 5 million in a month, and the other had over 5 million each month. The second one indicates the spending of masses each month on average. 45% of people paid from 50 to 100,000 dong for masses per month. At the time, about 50% of them spent it under half of 100,000 VND for 1 month, and the other spent it over 150,000 dong in the same period of time.
Now let's move to the supply. Before COVID-19, the supply for these markets was stable. Vietnam has mass manufacturers like LCC Vinatest, LCC Thanafa, and LCC Thiên Ân, and the production capacity of the company are shown in the table below. And you can see that Vinatest is one of the largest Vietnamese textile companies to contribute to the country battle against the virus. They have come up with a new brand product of face mask with a fiber and yarn, as well as a weaving technique that make itself breathable and reusable too. Their product meet the health ministry standard, and they were able to sell them domestically. As of March 2020, the group said it has sold nearly 2.5 million antibacterial face masks and produced antibacterial fabric to supply to its member company. In Quảng Ngãi, four factories belong to Vinatest, including Vinatest Dung Quốc, Vinatest Nghĩa Hạnh, Vinatest Tư Nghĩa, and Vinatest Đức Phổ. Vinatest Nghĩa Hạnh Garment Factory currently has 430 workers with 6 production lines producing high-end and ordinary masks. Vinatest supplies the market with approximately 50,000 masks of various types each day. Vinatest Dung Quốc Garment Factory with 12 sewing lines and about 650 workers produce about 100,000 masks of all kinds per day. In particular, the Vinatest Tư Nghĩa and Vinatest Đức Phổ Garment Factory produce according to order received through the contact point of the Ministry of Industry and Trade. Amid the suppliers locally produce face masks and still scarce across the country due to their distribution system. This is due to miscommunication among supplier and distributor. Despite all this, Vietnam has still able to meet the pupil demand across the country due to its distribution system. This is due to miscommunication among supplier and distributor. Despite of this, Vietnam was still able to meet the pupil demands. Of the last data, Vietnam has nearly exported 1.4 billion medical face masks to other countries. And I will show you the table below. As you can see that from the chart in the 2020, Vietnam exported massive amount of face masks during the 5 months. This is due to the increasing rate of COVID case every day. The chart slowly decreased by the time of December because during this time, the government already implemented some rules and regulations for all to follow.
About the rise of masks before and peak of COVID-19, look at figure 2. It's about rise in elastic demand curve for face masks. Face mask was a normal good, so there was no change in the price of this product. It fluctuates around 35 to 40,000 Vietnam dong per box before COVID-19 occurred. As the outbreak started, people rushed to buy face masks. Since then, the price has also increased rapidly. The cost of 3-ply and 4-ply masks increased from 5 Vietnam dong per box. This is equivalent to a box of 50 masks, priced from Vietnam dong 100,000 and an increase of Vietnam dong 200,000 for better face masks like KF94 and 95 mm3 with the price of 35,000 Vietnam dong per piece. The rise of mass continues to rise through the months of February and March 2020. There are times when the rise of 4-ply and 5-ply must reach 300 to 500,000 per box. Despite of the unreasonable price for this common good, customers are still lining up and buying it, the elastic product. As a result of the lack of substitutes for face mask, this product is high in demand in the short run. Secondly, figure 3 is about increase in the demand for face mask. Face mask may reach an inelastic demand curve at this rate, with price increasing its bond. So, in addition, the high in price is also dependent on the law of supply and demand, as illustrated in figure 3 below. Based on figure 2 and 3, face mask price is expected to continue to rise, but quantity supply may not enough to meet demand. In order to protect consumer rights and stabilize the market, it seems necessary for the government to intervene by imposing a price selling or selling below the equilibrium price to prevent producers from rising price further. Finally, figure 4, with price control on face mask, we can visualize what will happen if government implemented a maximum price for some time in the market. With the government intervention, the quantity demanded and supply will be QE at the equilibrium rise of PE, with the rising mass check the requested quantity as in Q2. Therefore, it can create a surplus of demand and cause some problems. Famous price will continue rise to higher and more sub-levels with the paper government intervention, and this situation could lead to further panic and possible market failure. The government plays a crucial role in stabilizing the environment and providing people with the best options.
Despite the failure of the most powerful country in the world to stop COVID-19 threats, the South Asian country of Vietnam did an excellent job in fighting the pandemic across the globe. By mobilizing the strength and participation of the whole political system and the entire community, the countries have been able to effectively make pandemic prevention an important priority for the country by preventing the spread from outside, zoning off area, treating disease effectively, as well as sacrificing immediate economic benefit in order to protect people, life, and health. Vietnam has responded well to the coronavirus.
To conclude our presentation today, when the government implemented a lockdown, there was mayhem in grocery stores, hospitals, and malls. People rushed to buy all the things that they need in a moment of panic and fear. Health officials in most nations, and especially Ministry of Health, have advised residents to not only keep distances to everyone, keep hygiene, not gather in large numbers, declare health, but also wear masks in public as necessary during the COVID-19 outbreak. As a result, all three of supply, demand, and price of masks raises dramatically, and it led to failure market and inelastic product. In response to COVID-19, Vietnam has responded with remarkable success, and while some of its success might be attributed to the unique context of the country, many of its lessons can be applied globally. And that's it for our presentation. Thank you for your attention.